Hello everyone, welcome back. Now, I know what you're thinking. With those initial shots, you'd expect a sci-fi blockbuster or a Mars-hitting Earth disaster flick. But today, we're stripping things down to the core. We're looking at something that might seem mundane at first glance, but it's actually the backbone of our world: high-strength concrete. From towering skyscrapers to massive cross-sea bridges, none of these giants would stand a chance without these big guys silently supporting them from below. It all starts with these giant rebar coils that look more like oversized mosquito coils than construction materials. We load them onto an automatic uncoiler, and then the real magic happens. The master worker makes the cut, unleashing these steel behemoths from their seals. Those tangled coils are about to get a serious attitude adjustment. They're fed through a series of heavy rollers that ruthlessly crush any curves until the steel stands perfectly straight. Once they're straightened out, they're cut to the exact specs of the blueprints. That clink of falling steel, that's a crisp, satisfying sound, even better than the sound of a fat wallet hitting the floor. Now, forget regular concrete. Think of this as a giant chocolate bar for the Earth. We're preparing the sugar bars, or main reinforcement for the engineers in the room. These bars are locked into the welding platform, and then cue the mechanical symphony. Watch the waltz of the steel dragons. This machine works like a high-tech textile loom, but instead of cotton thread, it weaves cold, hard steel. Every spark and every solder joint adds to the bone-deep strength of our chocolate bar. It's like a robotic spider spinning a web in the dark, crafting a perfect steel dragon skeleton. Once the steel dragon is born, the master craftsmen step in for the fine-tuning. In this business, there's no room for error. Even a tiny discrepancy today could mean a collapsed bridge tomorrow. Next, we fit the hats on both ends, technically known as flanges. Think of them like bottle caps. They seal the ends and act as crucial connection points for the future structure. And apparently, our secret formula includes milk and sugar, at least that's what the subtitles say, making this a high calcium, iron, and zinc diet for the concrete. No wonder it's so sturdy. With the skeleton ready, it's time for the cake molds. These massive semicircular molds are hoisted into place like armor for a giant. But before the skeleton goes in, the mold gets a spa treatment, a thorough cleaning and anti-stick coating. In this world, details determine success. Once prepped, the steel cage is lowered accurately into the arms of the mold, which is then locked down tight. It looks less like construction and more like a secret weapon ready for launch. Let's check out the kitchen. Our lion sand, cement, and that mysterious sugar and milk formula are tossed into the blender for a high-speed dance. The result? A thick, uniform concrete slurry that looks incredibly powerful. Then comes the satisfying pour, slurry falling from the sky to fill every gap in the steel cage. Flesh and bone merge here. Even with all this heavy machinery, the feel of a master worker manually smoothing the concrete is still irreplaceable. It's like icing a massive, heavy-duty cupcake. Next up, the star-forming machine. This thing doesn't just spin for fun, it uses massive centrifugal force. By spinning at high RPMs, the heavy stone and sand are thrown to the outer layer, while the cement slurry and our sugar stays inside, squeezing out excess water. What's left is an extremely dense, hollow concrete ring wall. Turns out our giant chocolate bar is actually a high-tech straw. It's the ultimate spin dance of industrial manufacturing. After the workout, these piles head to the sauna, a high-temperature steam curing kiln. This isn't for relaxation, it's a 100-degree steam bath that rapidly accelerates the concrete's strength. In just a few hours, it hits design standards that would normally take days. You can see the white steam escaping. That's the smell of a violent chemical reaction and the sublimation of rock into pure power.
time to strip off those heavy iron clothes. For anyone with OCD, this is the best part. Watching thousands of bolts being removed one by one is pure therapy for the soul. And then the reveal. A smooth, straight, and incredibly sturdy concrete pile emerges like a butterfly breaking out of its cocoon. But the work isn't done yet. Our fresh from the oven bar needs some finishing touches, polishing the ends flat for a tight connection and chamfering the edges to prevent cracking during its pregnancy and construction. Every hero needs a tattoo. We print the production date and ID. This is the pile's birth certificate and quality commitment. We even add a splash of vivid blue paint to the flanges. It looks good, sure, but it's actually a protective shield against corrosion, extending the pile's life service. Only after this makeover is it considered a qualified graduate ready for the front lines of construction. The final scene is spectacular. Rows of these giant cannonballs stacked in the yard ready to be deployed. From raw steel to spinning concrete, every step is a testament to the sweat and wisdom of the workers. These silent giants will soon be buried deep underground, where they'll hold up the prosperity of the city for generations. And according to the recipe, there's even a little dessert involved. Thanks for watching this episode of Hardcore Manufacturing. See you next time.